بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Recently, YouTube announced, this was just even less than a week ago, YouTube announced that it's relaxing its policy around language and monetization. And as I read this news, it reminded me of something that I wanted to give the khatira about. So basically, videos that had the F word and those things could not monetize fully, and now they can monetize fully. So even that kind of restriction that used to be put on YouTube is now they're relaxing it. So, swearing is profitable now, subhanAllah. And for us as Muslims, this is a moment for us to remember that our boundaries, our rules don't come from what's accepted by corporate America, by society, by standards, but it is what the Prophet ﷺ and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, and that is fixed. And it does not change. So if everyone says it's okay right now, that doesn't mean it's okay for us. The Prophet ﷺ said, لَيْسَ الْمُؤْمِنُ بِالطَّعَانِ وَلَا اللَّعَانِ وَلَا الْفَاحِشِ وَلَا الْبَذِيءِ. The believer is not someone who slanders, curses, speaks obscenely, or uses foul language. They are not a believer. When the Prophet ﷺ says, the believer is not this, that is a definition. And one of them is something that is very common today, unfortunately. And that is cursing and swearing. Not just that, but I would say even the fahish, like speaking about obscenity, it's becoming more and more common. Again, this is a reminder for myself and for all of us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. That every single word that we utter, every word that comes out of our mouth, has an angel observing it, and it's written down. And so even if profanity is normalized, we have to remember that it gets written down and that we will be held accountable for it. And that's something that I want us to pause, especially that there's a lot of youth here today, that even if culture says something is fine, we don't. And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet says, that is stronger. And I know we justify this. Well, I didn't really mean it. It's just an expression. It's an emphasis. Everyone says it. None of those are excuses that you can stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. And when He says, you said all these words, I gave you a tongue, I gave you the blessing of speech, and this is what you said, and you can't say, well, it was just an expression. No. These are absolute truths. We do not use that language. But what happens if we do? Because I want to be realistic too. I know some of us, this may be a habit at this point. And you sort of monitor, it's like, any Muslims around? No? Okay, I can say it. If your tongue is used to saying it in whatever contexts, at least ask for forgiveness. At least ask, be conscious, oh, I just said that word, astaghfirullah al-azim. Again, we are not designed to be angels that will not fault. We will fault. We will make mistakes. But what happens is, we start to even normalize these mistakes for ourselves, and we stop asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. And once you do that, that's the real danger. Because you've given yourself an excuse and you've legitimized it in your head, and you're not even asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, so you will find that in your book of deeds on the Day of Judgment. So a reminder for myself, for all of us, if you say a curse word, a swear word, if you say any of those, be conscious of it. And say, Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. You know what? Make it a habit. At the end of the day, before you go to bed, sit and say, you know what? Today, I said a lot of words. Let me just do 100 astaghfirullah. With that intention, to clarify the sins of the tongue. But again, today, we have to be aware of this because everyone around us is normalizing it. We hear it a lot. A lot. And so your heart will change. Your tongue will change. How soft your heart is, it will become harder with these words. So again, inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. I'll end with this hadith, because this is a hadith that terrifies me. The Prophet ﷺ says, إِنَّ الْعَبْدَ لَيَتَكَلَّمُ كَلِمَةً مَا يَتَبَيَّنْ فِيهَا يهوي بها في النار. So, there's a different riwayah here. But the Prophet ﷺ says that a person will say a word. They are not even conscious of it. Like, sometimes when you're about to say something wrong, you're conscious of it and you make a choice and you say it. No, the hadith is saying, you're going to say a word you're not even conscious of. But that will throw you into hellfire for 70 years. One word. One word. 70 years into hellfire. So, brothers and sisters, let's take care of our tongues. And this is not just about curse words and swear words, but I know a lot of mockery happens between the youth. They make fun of each other. And it's like we're just joking around. When it comes to the matters of the tongue, there is no joking. When it comes to the matters of the tongue, there is no joking. And the Prophet ﷺ held his tongue and he says, this is the reason most people go to hellfire. So a reminder for myself and for all of us to protect our tongues. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who only say what is good. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify our tongues. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the consciousness to remember to ask for His forgiveness when we slip and we say something negative with our tongues. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.